This is your before and after story. Southeastern College can help you prepare for a secure and fulfilling career in the growing healthcare field. We offer a wide range of careers to choose from. So whether you want to be a medical assistant, medical billing and coding specialist, nurse, surgical technologist, or another healthcare career, we've got you covered. Become a vital part of a healthcare team and make a real difference. Southeastern College, your future is bright. Visit sec.edu to get started.
Welcome back, everyone, to What's Lust Got to Do With It? And I am so excited to welcome to your ear holes an absolutely gorgeous comedian that you've probably seen on your TikTok or your Reels or, I don't know, your Facebook if you're that way inclined. And they are absolutely gorgeous. Please give it up, Chris Hall!
Yay! Hi, Hannah. How are you?
Babes, I am actually a little bit starstruck, to be honest.
What are you talking about?
No, because I know you do comedy, but
Yes.
for me, as a drag queen, your lip syncing to backing vocal was like something that I resonated with so deeply.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. That's so lovely coming from like a drag queen such as yourself, like on your level. It's so nice. I feel like I'm grateful that it's tapped into just everyone's like singing in their shower, dancing around their bedroom, like inner child. I think that's what people have liked about it. So yeah, it's just amazing that people like it. It just started as something so tiny and so just, we'll just do a couple and see what happens. And it's just mad that people like all over the world recognize it and love it. It's amazing. So thank you.
Honestly, it's my pleasure, but it has really brought a spotlight onto the underrepresented background singer community. But honestly, can I tell you, as a drag queen, like you always like a lip syncing to the main lead vocal.
Yeah.
But I have always lived, because I've done music through as I've grown up, and I always, when I listen to a song, like I'll listen to it baseline, listen to it as it is presented to us, but then I will listen to it like 500 more times, and I will start hearing like the little tiny things that are in the background. I want to know, is that something that, are you a musical child? Did you grow up doing music? How did that, because you pick up on the most minute details of a song.
So I grew up as a dancer, and I went to dance college when I was like 18. And what got me into them, I did like musicals definitely, but I loved pop stars and pop music. And I always loved the dancers and the backing singers and everything, because they'd always like in a concert when they'd like give it up for my band, and they'd like Britney would introduce her band and then introduce her dancers and then always introduce her backing singers. And I just loved like learning. I was obsessed with learning their names and trying to remember the bits of the concert that would cut to them. And then I think when I started to realize that you could hear them in the tracks, and it was all the pieces of the puzzle would make like a concert what it is, I think was probably like my first glimpse into it. Like used to play like when we only had one CD to listen to.
How old are you?
34.
I can't talk to you.
Why?
I'm only 33 and I'm so young. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Exactly. I'm so sorry. So when we were teenagers, we only had a CD. Can you imagine?
Yes.
And I'd play it. Thank you so much. Poppy just...
Is that Poppy with a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, Poppy, say hello.
Hello,
everyone on the podcast. This is Poppy. Poppy didn't want to be on my podcast, so she left, and she only works on tiers now because tier 1 and I was the runner-up.
Oh,
it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Damn the breaks. But don't worry, I got Chris, so I live.
Yeah. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah, and then so those CDs, I would like when you only had one or a couple, you'd just listen to the same one, like start to back. So I think I just would just listen to songs so many times that I'd have to start listening to the backing or the music and everything just to get every dimension of the song like memorized. So yeah, a very musical grown up.
So you did say CD. So obviously you had a CD Walkman.
Yeah.
Okay, gay. But I feel like maybe because we're from the same era, I'm 33, so I'm only like a year younger than you.
A tiny baby.
Did you have a tape? Did you have tapes?
Yes. And the stress of having to rewind it back to the beginning, not getting it caught up or tangled, and
getting a pencil. in it
Yeah,
to read.
and gently. And trying to record songs off the radio.
Oh my God. Don't you dare. And then you'd have the adverts from the radio
Yeah.
in like your songs. So that was LimeWire before LimeWire.
Oh,
And then what are the kids? I don't even know how they illegally download these days.
I also don't know what you mean. What on earth is LimeWire? I would never, ever.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
If you looked on my music library, you would not find anything that had been acquired by some kind of service that gave it to you for free.
I riddled our home computer with viruses because I thought I could like in the early days of when like software like could be uploaded onto LimeWire. I wanted to get The Sims 2. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. That is how you learn life skills with The Sims 2.
Truly. Yeah.
And so I tried to download it on LimeWire and I riddled our family computer with viruses and it had to get taken away for a week. RIP LimeWire.
So sorry. At least it was The Sims and not pornography.
Oh, Chris,
it was that as well.
About me. No, but you've just jogged my memory. So there was this moment when it was still dial-up. We were in a country town in Western Australia where I grew up called Perth, and Oprah did a thing, and she was talking to like these porn stars on Oprah. It was like, and they referenced the website. So I thought I'm gonna type it in.
Yeah.
So I typed the website in on dial-up in the middle of a country town in Perth, which is Western Australia, the most isolated fucking state in the world, on dial-up, and pop-ups of tits and pussy.
Yeah. The opposite of what we want.
Not what I wanted. I was like hoping at least the pussy lips were going to be touched by something phallic, but so I'd broken the computer twice. It was looking up Oprah's recommended porn site and The Sims 2.
There's nothing worse than when, because I remember doing that as well, and you'd like maybe be like, is this okay to chat about? You'd like,
I live.
Like, clicking a couple like websites, you'd be like, okay, like everything's going okay, I'm seeing some things, and then you'd click on one more link, and it would just go, boop,
it's all over. You're like, oh shit, I've just come out to my family. Holy
exactly. I went one step too far, and now I've got some explaining to do.
Yeah, you cannot just delete the history of the computer. This is too far.
It's gone.
Take it out, throw it away.
I know the desperation for Sims 2 though, because I feel there was something. My friend had Sims 2 like the first out of all of us, and then she had the university expansion pack. Did you ever play that?
Yes.
And being able to create, like, I just spent hours making like the groups of students at the university. Like, I just made them like a terrible house. Like, I don't care about the house, but I would like curate like my cast. Like, I thought I was like making my own Gossip Girl or like my own just sitcom with all these characters. And I would just make the students over and over again, because making a family like wasn't as fun as making like individual like friends. Like making a friend group, maybe that's like a young gay person thing that just wants to like make loads of like.
We don't have friends.
But Sims University. So I understand the desperation with getting it online. You're like, I need it now.
Well, Sims 2 was when I was in high school, and I had a problem. I was like, Mum, I'm sick, and then stayed home and played like The Sims. I was a mess. And then in COVID, like obviously it was like Sims 4 or whatever, I downloaded all the things and I lost hours and hours of time. Like hours. I didn't even know what happened. And then I was like, oh shit. You do? You really just lose time.
Like your main girl has gotten a promotion, like they've had a baby, she's now a toddler, and then suddenly
my main girl is like a vampire. Now she's a werewolf, and now the Grim Reapers come, and I've married the Grim Reaper. Sorry, Chris, I'm into the dark stuff.
No, I love that. I love that. I get it. It's like, and who could forget pausing the game, getting your Sims into the pool, and then deleting the ladder.
And then watching them die.
We all drowned a Sim, and maybe that's just a rite of passage that we just had to do it and do it once, see it happen, and then move on.
And do it
Or do it
again. Again.
And again.
And look, I could go on about The Sims forever. I honestly, that could be my own, like another podcast on the side, but I am banned.
Yeah.
I banned myself. What is your friend's name that does the lip syncing videos with you?
That's my little sister, Elizabeth.
Like your real, like legit sister. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. That is wild. You look. Okay, I'm going to unpack a few things here.
Okay.
Just give me a moment, Chris.
Yes.
So your little sister, Elizabeth, is doing these videos with you. Has she experienced the craziness that you have experienced as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We've met some like incredible like pop stars and like artists, and both of us are just like, what the hell is happening?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, truly. And then sometimes we've met like people that like I'm like, wow, this person's incredible, but they're like her, like one of her like favorites, and she's been completely like non-verbal, and I've had to take the reins of the conversation. And then it's been the other way. Like sometimes I've just been like, sorry, I don't know how I'm going to get through this because like I'm just so starstruck. And Elizabeth, she like comes into her own. She's like amazing. She can be really relaxed and stuff. And also it really works as the pair because like I can get quite, because I do a lot of the choreography, and I feel because I'm the older one, I feel I should like talk to the PR girl or be this. So like, sometimes I can be quite not stressed on set, but you want to get it done quite quickly because sometimes like people go, hey, you've got 3.5 minutes with like Hannah, and I'm
Shania Twain.
Okay, yeah, exactly. We truly had 3 minutes with Shania Twain. So I was like, mic stands, music, can we hear it? Can we, okay, like running around. And then I'll just turn around and Elizabeth will be having a conversation with the artist. Hey, so yeah, and she's so chill. So she can be like, yeah, so I just like, yeah, I had toast this morning and it was great. And then what did you have? And I feel like we make a nice like pairing because I'll just run around like a headless chicken getting everything set up, and she can just meet the pop star and be like, cool, I love your dress. Let's do it. So I don't know. Just I feel like we have a really nice opposites that work together kind of energy.
I love that. I did not realize that you were siblings, and for my brother is an influencer as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yet he's the more famous one.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know him. His name is Tim Collins.
I do
you know him?
know. Yeah, I do.
That is my brother.
No way.
Yes, we came out of the same womb. He was an absolute asshole to me.
That's a pretty
like I'm the
special
oldest.
episode. That's a magical womb. You both are fucking hilarious.
Thank you. It is now. It's fun now. But let me tell you, I've been doing drag for 15 years, and I've been like working in entertainment. To be fair, in Australia, drag is like the bastard end of the entertainment industry. And I got onto Drag Race, did all that, and then he goes and becomes like a famous influencer, and then I have now taken the back seat to him.
Okay.
I relate to your sister so much. And so I don't want to take away from you, Chris, but I just want to send love to your sister because I am her, she is me, and we are one.
You are. She's also, but
is she bi or les?
Les.
Oh, I love the lesbians.
Yeah,
yes. Okay. Yeah,
so
great.
perfect.
Okay, we're gonna make the best friends. I can't wait.
Yeah. No, she's amazing, and she like writes music, and she's like a singer. And then like I do like my sort of stand-up and everything, and then together like the background singers but definitely it would not be what it is without
each other.
Without both of us. Yeah. It's like a complete explosion of both of us. So
well, look, just so you know that I'm not shitting on either of you, but I just
No. I love that you have that connection. Yeah, she'll know.
Because there is like something like I haven't really done too much with Tim, like content creation wise. I don't think he doesn't really trust me because I'm a little bit I don't know. He just doesn't. He's
just protective of it.
Controlled. Yeah, and then but like people are gobsmacked that we're there. It will happen one day.
Yeah.
But can I just say I'm blown away the fact that you are both like you are siblings, and I love the fact that you are both there together. And I don't know, is that a common thing that people know you're actually siblings?
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, is telling everyone, let's face it in therapy. By talking or texting with a supportive, licensed therapist at Talkspace, you can face whatever is holding you back, whether it's mental health symptoms, relationship drama, past trauma, bad habits, or another challenge that you need support to work through. It's easy to sign up. Just go to Talkspace.com and you'll be paired with a provider, typically within 48 hours. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule. Plus, Talkspace is in-network with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Make your mental health a priority and start today. If you're not covered by insurance, get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80.
I think I forget that people don't know. I also forget that just how many like numbers, the views, never. I don't really register how many people like is X amount of thousands of people that watch the videos. I like forget that
It's a lot.
Yes, but so sometimes I'm like, oh, like all my friends watch these videos and some people watch them, and like I've told a lot of people that she's my sister, but then I forget that there's so many more people that would just look at it, scroll, like it, and go, that's funny, and move on. They don't like delve in further or whatever. So I think I've told everyone, but also I guess because she's my sister, I'm like, yeah, of course she's my sister. I know, so that's what it is. But I feel I forget that I haven't actually told everyone in the world. So yes, a lot of people don't really know that
it's an exclusive. We've got an exclusive here today.
A lot of people don't know we're siblings, and a lot of people think we live not where we live, because a lot of people think we're American. Elizabeth, my little sister, used to live in America for 4 years, so she has like a lot of like Americana like clothes and sports team stuff. So a lot of people think we're American. And because of like some of the artists we did some like country artists, and so everyone's like, oh my God, you must live in like the South. And then we did some Australian.
You did Delta, didn't you?
Yeah, we did Delta, who's just an angel on this earth.
Live.
Like she's so nice and so beautiful. I like couldn't look directly at her.
It's unhinged, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's wild.
And then we did like Tina Arena, and we did.
Okay, stop. I didn't know you did Tina Arena.
We didn't meet her, but we did Chains, like just the two of us. So then a lot of people in Australia were like, oh my God, you're Australian. And so it's really weird that I think it's obvious we're in London, but it's obviously not. I forget that like.
You are global.
Yeah, but then you forget that people aren't like in your, like people are just all over and they don't know like actually, you know, who you are or whatever. So yeah, crazy. It's so fun doing it together. It's so fun.
I know we just went on a whole ramble moment, but I just live like the power of siblinghood. And it doesn't have to be like blood siblings. Obviously, like my brother and your sister, we're like blood siblings. So like that, but chosen family.
100%,
like
yeah.
When you get that moment with someone that you can just create something fabulous. And I always get asked, oh, are you jealous of like your brother and his success and stuff? And I honestly have to say, yeah, I am.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
No, I'm joking.
What are you talking about? My younger brother? Are you joking? Of course I'm jealous. Yeah.
Oh, furious. But I think there's something magical about creating something with family. Like, because I like my brother and I hated him. He was a shit when we were growing up.
What's the age difference?
Yeah. He is 4 years younger than me.
Okay.
And that little prick, he stole my passport and pretended to be me for years.
Oh my God, to go out drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild. He was a little shit. I actually hated him. But now, honestly, I live.
Good.
I live.
Yeah. Oh my God, you two should do something together.
Oh, I want to. Like, it's in the pipeline. We'll do it when it's right. The only thing I did say was like you cannot do drag. That's like, you cannot. And then now he's fucking wearing wigs and getting like without makeup and getting paid more than me. And I'm like, you little shit.
Yeah.
Bastard. But it's just really nice to hear that you're like working with your sister and like you get to do that together. Because I know sometimes families sometimes can be fractured, but it's nice to see a family especially siblings come together and find something that works and can make a bit of magic. So I hope that inspires kids out there to go, maybe your siblings are a little shit at the moment, but one day you could be back up singing for Shania Twain.
Exactly, yeah. Keep believing, kids. Yeah. No, it is so true because we're like 6.5, 7 years apart. So like quite a big gap. And so like we're like when we were growing up, we were like in completely different like stages of life. If I was like 11, she was like 4 or 5, and then I'm a teenager, she's like 11, like I'm then like 2021, she's like 14. It's like big gaps, but where we like didn't have anything in common really. And then when I was about 22, I'd just come back from working abroad, so I'd been gone for like 10 months. I came back and she'd like turned 16, and we just had this conversation about, it was like about music, and she was like, we like loved all the same music, obviously, like she loved Fifth Harmony and Demi Lovato, and I remember like having all these conversations. I was like, oh my god, you know that? And she was like, yeah, do you know this? Obviously she's like younger, so she like had her thing, she like knew so much more than me, like about, she was like, you're giving old.
It's Fifth Harmony and Demi Lovato for me.
Yeah, it's like the millennial YouTube like era, like that. Those were her like favorites, and then I was like, oh, they're amazing. And we just had this conversation, and we had this conversation about like relationships suddenly, and like things like that. And I was like, oh, I think we're best friends. But like, it just took us like until we were like both adults to
figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it wild that happens? Like, I feel the exact same thing with my siblings. Like, they're both younger. I'm the oldest, and I always felt like the third wheel, and some I still am. But like, you get to that point, you see them as people. It's weird when you see your parents as people, though.
Crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, really weird. When you go, oh, like I know more than you about this subject, or you don't really know quite what to do. But when you like look up to them and you're like, help, and then suddenly you're like, oh, actually, you can't help. It just didn't end a situation or whatever, because obviously they're just human as well. You're like, oh, damn.
That's the thing. And that's the weirdest fucking thing about life, is you realize your parents are just people, and then they drop something like, oh yeah, I did this and I did that, and you're like, oh my god, no thank you.
Too much. Yeah. But then sometimes my dad came to visit earlier this week, and I've got like a vacuum cleaner that's got like a little charger that you're meant to put on the wall, and obviously the charger has been on the floor since I bought it. And I was like, hey, you know how to work a drill? And he was like, yeah, do you not? And I was like, nope.
He's like, it's already done. It's already. I was like, it's on the wall.
Yeah, I was like, I need you, Dad. Please do this, because it's out of my level of expertise.
It's what we have them for. I was just in Bali with my family, and like the whole time, my mum and dad treated me like I was just a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, I'm like, bitch, I'm a 33-year-old man. I can ride a moped.
Yeah, I'm good. I've driven something before. Yeah. Okay.
I can't ride a moped.
Yeah,
I fell off.
They are dangerous.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But okay, so enough about family. I want to know about Chris.
Yes.
So you're from the UK. Whereabouts in the UK did you grow up?
Just outside of London, so like in Essex, basically. Essex, like near Cambridge.
Essex.
Yeah.
I love that. And prior to this, like global prominence from like your TikTok videos and your reels and your online presence, but like prior to that, were you working towards comedy? What was happening before all of the Shania Twain of it all?
So I was a dancer, and I was a dancer and an actor in musical theatre. So
were you working on the West End?
We never quite got there. We never quite.
Me neither.
We never quite made it to the Glittering Heights. Maybe because I probably wasn't quite good enough. But I did lots of amazing, like loads of cool things. And I was doing lots of choreography. I'd like transitioned into like more creative and doing more choreo. And then in Christmas of 2019, I had doing three choreo jobs. I was doing like a panto, I was doing like a TV job, and then I did a cruise choreo job like in early 2020. And I was like, I'm really getting some momentum here. I was like, I'm doing it.
The hustle.
Yeah. And then obviously 2020 happened and everything stopped like a few times. We opened up and like theatre and stuff was like, okay, we can do it. And then it like closed again, obviously.
Because everyone got COVID and they were like, oh shit.
Do you know what I mean?
Oops.
Come on, guys.
I've heard it like 8 times. Who cares?
Yeah.
Come on.
And then comedy was always something that I'd like wanted to do, but like I just felt that I was like 6, 7, 8, like 9 years into like pursuing musical theatre, I was like, I can't switch now. I just felt like I can't pivot. I'm down this road. We're committed. You know, we'll just do comedy in a parallel universe or whatever. And then, yeah, lockdown happened and I like started, I'd always said I wanted to put videos up, but I was like really worried about what people would think. And then I was like, you might as well put some videos up because you're not going to see anyone for the next 5 months anyway. So
they may as well see you.
We might as well do it, and then people will just forget or whatever. And yeah, and that was in 2021. So then that was amazing, and it started to build a following. And then I'd always wanted to do stand-up, but yeah, I'd always just thought I'd be too scared or whatever. And then after lockdown, I was like, nothing matters, who cares? Let's just give it a go. And like, it's something you've wanted to do, so just try it. And it's been amazing ever since. Just things have fallen into place. I felt it's been the right path to have switched to, because it just seems to be going in the right direction with a bit more momentum, which is amazing. I'm having the best time. It's very grateful, yeah, to do all my shows and everything, that people come and see me.
I don't know if you felt the same, but like when I turned 30, I felt like the inhibitions of life fell away. And I know there's some younger people that are like, oh my God, I don't want to turn 30. And then I know there's people like, oh my God, 30, you're a baby. But there was this thing about turning 30. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I just want to be out. Like, I just want to live. And like, I felt a charge in my drag where I stopped giving a shit about what other people thought. And did you feel the same sort of thing?
Yeah, 100%. I feel I wasted so much time between 26 and 28 being like, oh my God, I don't want to wake up when I'm in my 30s and regret not doing stuff. I don't want to wake up in my 30s and think I didn't do this or do that. I had this obsession with waking up at 33 and it all being too late. And that was like, I wasted so much time like in my late 20s worrying about how I was going to feel in my early 30s. And then I turned 30 in lockdown, and then like suddenly I feel like lockdown was obviously one of something that came from it was like it really brought like friendships closer together, because obviously you like were reaching out for connection. So I feel like I got to my 30s and I was like, I have like amazing friends. I get quite anxious. I can get quite anxious like socially, and I can think that all my friends hate me. It's a whole thing.
Oh, babes, me too. I pop the pill every day.
And then I think I got to the point where I was like, okay, these people don't hate you. That you've been friends with them for over 10 years. Like they just don't. So get over that. So I realized I had I'm really lucky, I have a great support system. And then started doing comedy and it was working. So I just was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just going to give it a go. It's been so like freeing and so much more like liberating. And I've had so much more, I feel like I've been much more relaxed in spaces, which obviously is more attractive. I feel like universal energy and energy from people, because you're just like more just comfortable in yourself. I had something else to say as well, but I can't remember what it was. 30s.
I've been fapping under the desk the whole time. You said attractive, and I was like, bitch. I'm only joking. Can I tell you what my hubby, like my husband, Jack, he's a Geordie. So he's an asshole. And we were up there today, and I was just being loud. We were sitting in the lounge room, and I was singing some song, and he was like, oh my God, you are too much. And I said, Jack, but you'd love me. We've been together 8 years. He's, I know, 8 years, but that's a lot for someone. How do you think other people feel? And I said, Jack, I've been with myself for 33 years. And you hate yourself. And I was like,
you're like, that's right.
Fair. But do you find yourself now that, like, as you let those inhibitions go and you, like, do you, like, as a gay, I'm assuming you're a gay man. I don't know. I haven't asked you.
That is true, yes. Drama. I'm a gay man.
Are you a gay man? Okay. As a gay man now, the gay community is they're horrible. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes. As a young gay man, I remember growing up and being all like, I was attracted to like, hot things and whatever. But then now, as I've gotten older, like, there is a power in, like, someone that can laugh and just has no inhibitions. Do you find that as someone that's older? I feel horrible saying that because you're 34 and I'm 33. But like someone, as you get older, you find different qualities that you find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think you find different qualities in people attractive, and you find you maybe work out what's attractive qualities in you that aren't like maybe the very like obvious like outer layer. I feel we're like repeating like philosophies that we've heard like everyone say, but you do start to know yourself a little bit more and understand what you like. I've had a few relationships, and then you start to realize like what actually you need from one, and what's gonna work, and what you really like value in other people and relationships. And I don't know how you feel about like your drag. With my comedy, it's so self-explorative and so self-expressive. Like you're really like creating this show, and the jokes are like about you, and you're like picking apart like stories to put back together and give to people. So it's such like I feel like I've explored like what makes me laugh and what I'm interested in, and like how I can make other people laugh, and what's special about me to connect with other people so much more. So I feel I know myself a lot more than when I was like dancing in a chorus, which I loved, but like you don't really do much self-reflection because you're just like, oh yeah.
Diving. Yeah, honestly, the majority of the jokes, like, because I consider myself quite like a funny queen, especially because I've been doing drag 15 years. When I started, I was a terrible host. I didn't like talking in the microphone. I didn't like having conversations. But then as I've gotten older, I realized that's my strength. Like, I enjoy sharing things about me. Like, drag became my therapy. And the things that I love the most are the things that are self-deprecating about me, because like I know that they're things that other people think or feel, and when I'm making fun of myself, because I come from the era of drag that everyone was on the table, everyone and everything. It was prior to Drag Race, prior to anything. Like, I think we had MySpace when I started doing drag. So it was that, like, nothing was recorded, so everything was out there. And I think drag pokes fun at all of the absurdity of the world, but it always came from a place that we knew we were a joke to other people, and we made fun of ourselves. And it honestly changed my perspective of the way that I view life, because I realized none of it is serious. Some of the insecurities we feel as people, while they're valid in ourselves and we want to make sure that we present the best that we can of who we are, there's someone sitting there that's uncomfortable as well. I'm learning how to cope with being bald. I'm growing my hair back so I can get a hair system. I'm now going through this thing where I look like, I've got a chia pet on my head. But
also you have you suit a cap really well. Yeah, and some people don't.
Thank you. That's
what some people can't wear
like
hats, and you really work a hat.
Thank you, but you can't wear a hat in
a
really fancy place. And then I have the little like brimless cap. But then like I look Jewish. It's just Irish Italian, but I'm not Jewish. And I go muzzled, and they're like, and I feel like cultural appropriation.
Borrow one of you
can't win. But
one of Tim's wigs.
Huh? Oh, bitch! No, he's fucking rummaging through mine every time he's here. But although like, I still have insecurities, and I'm assuming you do too. But for me, drag was the channel that I could throw it in. It kind of is like a little bit of therapy. And I was wondering, like, for comedy, is that the same thing for you? Do you throw in those things? So
absolutely, yeah. And I feel like all like the insecurities that like you feel growing up, like being different or feel out of place. And even sometimes like I'm like I have a thing about I'm not like really short, but I'm like 5'8", which I think is like,
how many like
175. Don't quote me on that.
75.
How
I'm 165.
So I don't feel like very like short, but then like when you're around like 6 foot men, like a man. And I'm suddenly like, am I
giant?
A toddler? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, if you're walking through London, like there's like man-sized men, they'll like really not move out the way for you, and I'll probably be dressed in some like pink jacket that I'm wearing, and I suddenly feel, like I'm still like a tiny little like this little like jelly baby that people are like, get out of my way. But then
you've got to bite their dicks. Exactly. If they walk in you, bite their dick, and then they'll be like,
but then when you're on stage,
get out of the way.
You must be able to relate, like when you've got the mic and you're like hosting or whatever, and you like, there's a bit in a show where you just know that like it's amazing when it happens, when you have the whole room in the palm of your hand and you're like, I'm a fucking rock star. Like I'm like, you're so with me. 95% of my audience that comes to see me live are women. All my like stories for the girls and like about the girls, like my whole last show was basically just inspired by all my female friends and my mum and like all the women in my life. So like all these like women came to see my show, and I was making jokes about the games we used to play at school and stuff people are like into now, and like weddings, being a bridesmaid. And I was like, I belong, and I've told this story that you all are relating to, I'd see like groups of girls like hitting themselves, being like, that's you or whatever. It felt magical to have connected everyone.
You just connect on this like one,
Yes.
like
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah.
wavelength.
So then that kind of like starts to repair all the insecurities. And I've done comedy about like my anxieties or my coming out, which obviously is funny to laugh about now, but like obviously at the time was like
At the time, trauma.
So yeah, I think it's an amazing way to process stuff and heal from stuff, definitely.
Work through it all. Yeah. Well, I was fingered by my uncle, and I always throw that out there, which is
just after the opening number, I say, let me just get this out in the open.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Because not to depreciate the moment and don't want to make life.
I'm sorry that I'm
abuse
heartbroken
or
that
whatever.
happened to you. That's
But like,
obviously horrendous.
Thank you, Chris. It was fine. But like, even the darkest and the scariest of things that you experience in life, the power that it has on you is given to it by yourself. And there's a process that you go through to understand it, to deal with it, to acknowledge what happened. Like, there's natural things that happen as a human being that you have to go through with whatever it is, like coming out, abuse, like divorce, loss of a partner, whatever, death, whatever. There's always a natural progression as human beings that you have to go through, and that doesn't take away from it. But the thing I think sometimes as people we do is, and we don't realize it, we give things so much power over us. When you realize that there's only one of each of us in the world, there's only one person living our track of life and doing the things that we do, and you need to find that value in it. And I think you've done that, and I think that's what you bring to your comedy, and I think that's why it's magic. What your sister and yourself bring is because like you live authentically on your track, and you understand that. And with all the things that we go through in life, there are things that are hard, but it's the power we give them.
Yeah, if you focus too much on the darkness, like you never have enough energy to focus on the light and see what is there. Look, if you focus on what's not there, what you don't have, you'll never see what you do have and what you could do. Obviously, sometimes it's easier said than done, but it gets easier the more you practice it.
Babs,
yeah,
100%. I was gonna say.
And I think we're very lucky in what we do, and the same to you. So many people fall in love with you because if you're so uniquely you and so wonderful at what you do, and I think we're very lucky in what we can do, where we can really express ourselves and experiment and try things and dress up differently to see if we like the way we want to express ourselves. And I think we're very lucky in the fact that we get to play around and experiment, because it is very freeing and very empowering to be able to live super authentically. And I'm grateful that I live in a city that allows me to do that, and in a profession that allows me to do that.
The point that I'm trying to make is that I see in yourself, and I've seen parts of your comedy and the things that you share on stage, and I just hope that people that are listening, even though they're hard, like I don't want to diminish the journey that you go on and the hard things that you feel and the hurt and whatever. I don't want to diminish that, because I've experienced it and I understand it. I feel like making those flippant comments sometimes might sound like I haven't.
But I think you only
make
those comments because you have done the work.
Oh yes, I know. I know. I'm sharing this because I think what I see in you, and I've just loved about getting to talk to you over Zoom, is that you have this like energy, and that I hope people can hopefully channel into themselves and into their lives, that is just authentically being. And I see that with you, and that authentically being makes you able to share your story in comedy and see the light of life. And even though we delve into the darkness or the things that aren't great in life, you keep charging, and I really do hope that you inspire a lot of people, and that send a lot of joy out, even though it's online. We feel it.
Oh, that's
amazing.
really, really kind. Thank you. I hope so. I hope that in my little corner of the internet, if you want to just come and have something to laugh at and smile at, that's what I can give you. And it's a little respite from anything else that you can find online at the moment, in the news or whatever. And I hope so. Yeah, I just love connecting with people, making people laugh, and sharing stories and stuff with friends. And I just hope that, you know, I always say that thanks for sharing me in your WhatsApp group, because I love my WhatsApp groups, and I'm glad that you can send a video of mine and then you all talk about it and you all know it. And I love being something that people can connect on and smile about. So I hope that's very kind of you to say. Long may it continue, hopefully.
Oh, 100%, bitch. That's the thing. Like, we are all
Yeah.
here for a good time. And we need to, like, have those little moments of respite, recharge, and then get out and do the things. But you do that. And I just, as a fan of you, I really appreciate the laughs and the joy and the nostalgia you bring and your sister brings. Chris, where can the people find you?
You can
Give me a
find me
story.
at Christopher Hall with an X instead of the I on Instagram, TikTok. I'm playing around with YouTube as well. Go find me there as well. The shorts
like
and
the
the long. I'm
shorts?
trying to do some longs as well, but maybe get there and wait because it's not quite popping yet, but it might be popping soon. And then I'm doing some shows. I run a queer comedy night called LGBT Hee Hee in London. If anyone listening is around. In Clapham, yeah.
In
at Two
Clapham.
Brewers.
Tia Coffee, I know you listen.
I don't believe
Has
she's been yet, but she's a very busy woman, I understand. Yeah.
No, I'm texting her. I'm furious. No, she can go.
Yeah,
I'll tell her.
she's a
She's
Clapham
in
queen.
Clapham. I
Yeah.
walk past her house. Yeah. But that is absolutely incredible. So again, from the bottom of my heart, everyone that's listening, please go and make sure you follow Chris and enjoy all of the magic. And really, you need to be back here in Australia. I know you've done it.
I am
Adelaide,
desperate to
and I
come
want you
back.
back.
I'm desperate to come back. I had so much fun last year. It was amazing. So hopefully very soon I'll be back and we can do some lip syncing together. That'd be so much fun. I'd love that.
Honestly, I'd be freaking honored. But again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Everyone go look at Chris and enjoy the laughs and make sure you catch Chris wherever you can because you will not be sorry. So, Chris, thank you for joining us on What's Lost Got to Do With It. I absolutely adore you. I know
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun. And yeah, I love.
Thank you everyone for tuning into What's Lost Got to Do With It. It's been an absolutely incredible moment to chat with Chris. And like I said, make sure you go out, follow Chris, and absolutely devour every single video. We'll see you next week on another episode of What's Got to Do With It. Love you. Bye.